It's Wednesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Mariam Longe. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Nice and green.
Thank you. Green for the environment. Protect the environment,
Nice.
everyone. Yes. But you know what? I'm working on my communication skills. So I've always just felt that I was good at it because I don't say much when someone is saying, and I listen, a lot more. But then I realized that I listen with a with my biases.
Filters.
And recently, someone who is very, very dear to me, and recently we've been clashing quite a bit, and we had another disagreement. And this time around, I just apologized and I moved on. And she was just so appreciative of the fact that it did not lead to conversation upon conversation. It was just, I've said something, apologized, and we moved on. And I'm like, sometimes we're just so caught up in wanting to be right all the time and express it. Sometimes just listen to the other person and just give them the apology that they want, and we move on. So I feel that I'm learning something. Or need, or that is needed.
It's needed.
But sometimes it's what they want. They don't want you to re-explain it. They don't want you to break it down. They just want you to acknowledge that that's it. That's all.
I'm so good at that.
Amazing. Well done, girl.
Thank you.
How are you doing, Tope?
I'm good. I'm very fine. You mentioned something before the show. We're getting into this space where we feel like people should, let me mind my business. And I think it's a controversial space to be in, because if everybody minds their business, things will go terrible. If everybody minds their business, government will go bad. If everybody minds their business, families will go crazy, children will go bad, and we're seeing that play out. And we need to find the right balance. We can't mind our business all the time. If I see that you can look better, I should be able to check, and you will take it in that I'm coming from a good place, that you're not looking good, Don't say, let me mind my business. If she likes, she's mad. Let me mind my business. If she likes, she should naked. Okay, let me mind my business. No, you said it but you're not like that. But you're learning to be like that. And we're all learning to be like that because we don't want people to say, we're so we are all learning to mind our business. Even when we see something, but it's not my own, I look the other way.
Which is fantastic.
We must find the balance.
Listen, I get the lesson, which is fantastic. But let me just explain myself.
I
saw that and I was like, what is that? I said, you never read paper. There, mind your business. That's what I meant. Not really, but it's okay. That explanation is good. But I'm just letting you know why I said mind your business.
Sometimes some businesses are more pressing than other businesses.
Right. So I'm like, instead of start complaining about it, let me prioritize paper.
Yes.
But I'm just taking it more, not personal.
So guys,
absolutely not.
I am exhausted, inside, outside, because I'm planning another trade fair.
We'll be
It's
there.
Christmas.
This is your own.
No.
There's still a general one.
There's another general.
Nice.
It's called the end of the year discount market.
Obviously, you made money that last one.
So it's going to be starting from the 7th to the 16th of December. Another 10 days at Ogba, Nigerian Institute of Journalism, beside WAEC. Ogba, yes. I'm going to be there for like 10 days. Selling my wares, my products, my snacks are ready. My products are ready. Amazing new outfits are coming. So please come out and
restock, because you really sold out.
I restocked. We have new things coming, and I'm slashing all the prices.
And you got feedback from some people, those men that said they wanted shirts with less colors. So probably do more of those things. Just feedback.
A lot of that.
Fantastic.
Well, I'm enjoying this business meeting.
And consultants.
Yes.
All right, guys, nothing happening on my end. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with The Nation. Wike to Rivers PDP. Awaits directive on presidential poll. Tinubu has no plan to return capital to Lagos, says APC. Petrol's ex-depot price now 210 naira per litre. NMMA honors encomiums for The Nation. Contempt court jails IG for 3 months. Adeleke backtracks on sack demotion orders. Federal workers to enjoy 14-day paternity leave. Senegal through to round of 16 at Qatar World Cup. Okay, let me start with the... Go ahead.
Yeah, because I took it yesterday, the newest governor of Osun State. We talked about that he had sacked 12,000 workers and dethroned monarchs, and 3 monarchs. And his spokesperson, Mr. Olawale Rashid, yesterday was speaking on a radio show, and he said that that he was misquoted, or the executive orders were misunderstood. That what the governor is doing actually is to review those appointments that were made, especially appointments that were made since July 2017, and just to ensure legality and due process, and that nobody has been sacked. So I think it's important that we understand that. So no one has been sacked. They are just going to sit down to review these appointments and just make sure that they were legal and all the processes that were meant to be followed were followed.
Right. So the APC Presidential Campaign Council yesterday debunked all the rumors that have been said about Standard Bearer Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I took one yesterday. That's why I want to take this story. Daily Sun had covered that Asiwaju was going to France, was going to America, different countries to meet with leaders, and they've totally debunked a lot of these stories. Another of this story is the fact that he plans to move the capital to Lagos State. And he said, the statement by the director of media says, Asiwaju has absolutely no plan, was contemplated any plan to have such plan, because it's so ultra unconstitutional. And he said that after they've exhausted all their campaigns of calumny, that they are now circulating misinformation according to the field reports. They're also saying that they had started with all the other lies. So, because I took that story in Daily Sun yesterday, and it was totally false. Asiwaju has no plans to go to the US. He was not. There was a Photoshop of him with Joe Biden that was also wrong.
Wow!
The man is in Abuja.
Well, that was Photoshop.
Yeah, it was Photoshopped.
Whoa!
The man is in Abuja, and he's still in Abuja.
Oh my God!
There are so many stories out
pictures
there.
of him appearing
all over the place, and the man is still in Nigeria. He hasn't left, and it's on the way to Bayelsa. So there's there's a campaign schedule that's been published. Is there, you can know his plans. He has absolutely no plan to do all these things that they're saying. Okay, another story.
All right, so the federal government has begun the implementation of the 14-day paternity leave for 7 male officers whose spouse deliver a baby. The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Folashade, announced this in a circular and said the leave will be has taken effect from November 25th. And he also went ahead to say that once your wife delivers a baby, if you're a 7 male officer, you have 14 working days to take a rest, and you can only take that once in every 2 years,
so
and
your wife must not born
for a maximum of 4 children. So after 4 children, you're not going to take that again. But and it also give for people who are going to adopt children. Say if you adopt and the baby is under 4 months old, you also have 14 days paternity leave. I think this is amazing. Some men are actually quite helpful. I know what Miriam is going to say, but keep that. Men are actually quite helpful, and for those men who would support their wives that time, they need to be in the house and pay attention.
Well, it's a topic we can discuss another time. Let's move on.
Let me take the story of Governor Wike.
Right. Yes.
Governor Wike inaugurated. Governor Wike has lots of projects. It's as if they lined up the projects. Almost every week, back to back, is opening another project. So this is Rukapu 130 Obodu Link Road.
Yeah.
And while he was launching, which I know I mispronounced, but you forgive me, while he was opening that, inaugurating that project, he mentioned the fact that people of Rivers State, and they said, hey, that they should vote PDP for governorship and for parliamentary. But regarding presidency, they should wait until he's still trying to decipher. and that when he decides, he will let them know which direction to go. Remember, he's not hiding the fact that he and the G5 governors still stand on what they've proposed to PDP, that the IU must go, and if he doesn't go, they are talking. He said he's in talks with other presidential candidates to find which he would be pitching his tent with. The Senator Rabi Kwakwanso, who is also contesting under NNPP, said that nobody can win presidency without Rivers, Kano, and Lagos, and PDP has not even, they don't have any income of those places.
We've also seen predictions in the past sometimes. Yeah. So let us not always go to bank with that. Moving on now to the Punch. Import duty controversy, private jet owners sue government over 30 billion naira tax. Herbalist steals money, beheads lotto operator. NDLEA nabs suspected drug baron, brother flees. Ramfak, EFCC uncover all firms $205 million unremitted funds. Lagos Ibadan Expressway, Ogun, Oyo deployed drones against kidnappers. 87% of Nigerians' rural roads deplorable, says World Bank. Depots sell 2020 per litre, that's 2020 naira to the litre. Marketers project 350 naira to the litre by pump price. Budget partner allegation senseless, says Finance Minister. Okay, which story?
NDLEA.
Please.
So they have arrested a drug baron, and his name is, I need to take the story slowly, Onyegala Chi Stephen. He and his brother are into,
drug
trafficking and selling illicit drugs, cocaine, heroin, Impuru Mary, all sorts, different kinds of cannabis. Anyways, they said that they had been looking for them since 2013. In 2013, when NDLEA tried to arrest them, they had organized a mob and they attacked NDLEA officials to the point that there's one of them that's still in the hospital since that 2013 attack.
Wow.
And he said 4 months ago, the NDLEA boss had also, renewed the bid to bring these people to book. So they were able to trail them and arrested them. They did like a sting operation on both their locations, but the older brother decided narrowly escaped. And the amount of drugs, the types of drugs that they are selling, knowing that they have been on their trail since 2013, the confidence and the audacity to keep doing the business. And of course, they said they have armed militia in their houses that protect them. It's Mexico in our country.
Wow. It's really, I would have loved to read that story also. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with our review. But well done to NDLEA. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Gbenga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the questions.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata, I go drink. So.
Okay. So now one chance for enter. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
Of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this, because I have this question for you. Final question. No. Where outside Nigeria and what year? I think you're the only one that can be wicked.
I am thinking, because I know back in the day.
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink. I know.
I don't overthink this thing. See where I can.
Yes, you overthink them.
I would say you should catwalk.
Let's catwalk now. Where are we?
No, that's not catwalking.
That's good walking.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the part of the show where I really have a lot of fun. Why? I'm highly competitive. I'm not going to ask you regular questions. With me, I'm not well. So you're going to be as nuts as I am today, yes?
Ready.
Alrighty. Sorry. Can you put it down here, please? King Dion versus Tony. Oh, thank you. See all the Lee Kuku things you do. They make me. Oh no. Who said this?
I want to every day closer. Girl, I want to make you closer.
Okay.
Oscillating closer.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much fun have you had on the show?
11, 10.
11?
10, yes.
11? Now we're going to terminate the show. Please, my producer, this is where we're cutting it. Cameraman, cut it. You don't cut. Okay, I'm just kidding.
The hottest music videos.
Check it out. Let's go.
Topping the charts. Right here on the Max World Chart Show.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. I was going to take the story, the major headline. So owners of foreign registered private jets, comprising of top business moguls, leading commercial banks, other rich Nigerians have dragged the federal government to court concerning a 30 billion naira tax that the government is demanding. Now, the customs had tried to ground these 91 private jets, but due to interagency rivalry, disagreements, and relevant government agencies not agreeing, it was difficult for them to ground these 91 private jets. Now, 17 of these jet owners, who are also business owners, bank owners and all that, many of them register their planes abroad. And they do that, the jet owners, they're seeking a judicial review of the tax because they feel that because their planes are registered abroad, they do that because of lower insurance taxes that they have to pay. And when they do that, it's that whenever they want to sell their planes, they can still the value can still be retained. But the way, I guess, if you register it in Nigeria, it's a Nigerian plane, so the value goes down. So because of that, they register abroad, and they're saying and asking the court to review that. Can we still pay taxes in Nigeria if our airlines are registered in a foreign country? And that's what the court has to contend with. But it's quite, for me,
But the plane, and the plane is operating domicile here.
Yes, and they're being hanged there. They come to Nigeria, they use it within our, and you don't want to pay taxes in Nigeria. I don't understand.
So where do you want to pay the tax, or you don't want to pay at all?
They want to pay it to foreign land because there is where their planes are registered.
No, that's
I mean, this is debatable, but I'm happy that they are trying to sue the federal
government. Could it be like a question of double taxation? If they're paying taxes there, they're asking them to pay taxes.
Why would you have a car in Nigeria and register it in America? Because I bought my car in America, I'm not registered in America, so that I only pay. I mean, it's just an interesting conversation. Most of us bring our cars from the US. We're not registering as an American car. You're not bringing it.
You're using it here, and you don't want to.
Because you want to retain the value. Now be paying them taxes over there. Why would you?
There's a loophole in our law that allows that to exist.
Yeah. So I hope the
court will be able to sort it out.
Let's take another story in the Punch.
Yes, the human interest story. Herbalist Idowu Talabi has allegedly beheaded a lotto operator, Iso Oluwatobiloba, for accusing him of stealing his money at their residence in Ogun State. So according to the story, they said the lotto operator, accused the Tobiloba that day in the compound that he had entered his house and stolen his money. And so they started having an altercation, but neighbors were able to wade in and sorted the matter, and everybody left. So that afternoon, I think the herbalist now told the neighbors, the people in the compound, that he wanted to do a form of ritual cleansing for them, that they should leave their doors open. Apparently, he had a plan. So the wife of the dead person went to visit her mother, then went for vigil, and said she got back early hours of the morning. The whole place was dark. She was calling out the husband's name. Nobody responded, and then she just put on the light and saw the husband on the bed, beheaded in a pool of his own blood. So she quickly went to meet this Oluwatobiloba and dragged him and told him that he was the one that killed the husband. He couldn't deny it, but then the police got involved in the matter, and he confessed that he actually beheaded this young man, that the man feels very pompous, he's always acting like he's rich, and so he just wanted to show him a lesson and decided to take his life. It's just a very painful story, what we deal with in this country.
And another criminality that I think the government is trying to get the hang of is the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway kidnappings that have been taking place, and the Ogun State governor was speaking to an Abuja-based media house, that they now have over 30 patrol teams that have been formed between Oyo and Ogun State to tackle the problem of kidnapping along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. They also mentioned that they will be flying drones to oversee that area. Also mentioned the fact that they've taken away the element of surprise where people come out from the bushes by clearing extensively the roadside, so the bush that usually would have been the hideouts for them.
Like you had mentioned yesterday.
That they've cleared both areas so that they can reduce element of surprise. They've cleared 50 meters on each side, making it difficult for people to hide along the bush area, and that is a partnership between Oyo and Ogun State, and we're hoping to see towards the festive season people will feel safe to travel along those roads.
Daily Sun, no amount of attacks will stop credible elections, says INEC. Nwanyan demands Southeast Governors Ohaneze Pale over Enugu headsmen attack. Rivers will soon decide presidential candidates to vote, says Governor Wike. Fresh trouble looms in verses as ASU protests half salary. Rescue Chibok girls, we love our children and hate their fathers. Police tear gas protesters demanding CJN's resignation in Abuja. Governor Deleke denies sacking workers in traditional rulers. Military set to prosecute 886 Boko Haram fighters. Court sentences IGP to 3 months in prison for contempt. Thanks. Which one are we going to?
Let me talk about Chibok girls that have been rescued. We started talking about them yesterday, and Daily Sun did a report on a few of them. But one particular story stands out. Her name is Rejoice, and she's 24 years old, and she was among the Chibok girls that were abducted and rescued. She said that her story is so sad. She was taken, defiled by Boko Haram, forced into a marriage to one of the Boko Haram people called Musa, had children for him. She says that yes, he treated her well, he fed her, and that also she had to be married to him because for those who refused that, they were severely dealt with. And that another thing she regrets, so she regrets that marriage, but she knew that she had to do that. And secondly, she regrets that they were forced into Islam as well. And she says that for her children, she was asked, does she ever feel like maybe giving them up and just, she says, these are her blood. She loves them dearly, even though she cannot stand the father. But, she said she had a dream of becoming a doctor, and she hopes that she can still achieve that dream. There were other girls too, very young children in their early 20s who are mothers who all say, these children are mine, I love them, but the fathers,
how lives just changed drastically. Once the second year student
had dreams. Sometimes when we talk about them, we think they never even had any dreams. They were just,
she's 24, like years have gone past.
God.
Okay, INEC is assuring Nigerians that regardless of the destruction of all the materials, especially a few that happened, I think one happened in Abeokuta not too long ago, where over 65,000 of their voter cards were destroyed. They're saying that they're going to go ahead with elections and nothing would deter them from having a successful election coming. He has assured that the destruction of some of these offices and electoral empire would ensure that there'll be credible polls in 2023 elections. Quite a few of their buildings have been lit up and destroyed But they are still saying they're going to fix it, and they're going to ensure that those who lost their PVCs will get their PVCs back before the time of voting comes.
Okay, so elder statesman Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu has waded into the herdsmen killing in Enugu communities, and they said they've seen a lot of deaths in series of attacks that have been happening in Enugu State. And so he's asking that the Southeast and the Igbo Apex group, that's Ohaneze and Igbo, to summon an emergency meeting of all political, religious and traditional rulers in attendance so that they can resolve the incident of herdsmen in Enugu State. And I say it's so painful that that initially they didn't have any issues with herdsmen. They had lived in that community with them for a very long time, and everybody was very communal. But right now, they just noticed that there are different people coming in form of herdsmen, and they are grazing into farms that the citizens have, that they have probably gotten loans from the bank to, rear their crops, and then the cows will just get in, eat everything, and these people are left just like that. A lot of them have left their homes, they have left the village, they've been sacked out of their, communities just because of this herdsmen continuous attack. And so he's asking the federal government to do something about protecting the lives and property of the citizens, especially in Enugu State. He also went ahead to, talk about the flood victims, asking that the federal government finds a way to cushion the effects of all the people who have lost their homes, farmlands, and all that.
Okay, we don't have much time. Let's just be with Vanguard if there's anything important. Inspector General of Police, you have that story?
I do.
I was going to take it, but NDLA nabs Abia drug kingpin. 2023, we're committed to credible polls in Nigeria. Adeleke Oyetola clash over sacked workers. IPOB Ohaneze orders blast minister for defending herders. An alleged partisanship, FCT police disrupt anti-CGN protest by CSO. Any story?
I have the RGP. So the CGN story, there was a protest by the Coalition of Civil Societies of Nigeria in Abuja, and they were protesting against the CGN, saying that his statement in Rivers State was partisan. He made a statement that he felt was partisan, and they cannot have someone at that helm of judiciary being partisan. They don't want politics, so they held placards saying they don't want politics at the judiciary. They want free and fair election, and they want the judiciary process after the election to be a peaceful, non-partisan one. And they were tear gassed away from the protest ground. Police came there, and there was tear gas shot into the air.
IGP, 3 months.
Yeah, did you have that?
Yes,
please. Like, we have to
okay, let me translate how quickly. So, the IGP is being asked to spend 3 months in prison, has been sentenced to 3 months in prison for contempt of the court. So this has to do with a case that happened in 2011, October 21, was filed by Mr. Patrick. So sorry, I missed the name right now.
Yes.
Okoli, and for being unlawfully dismissed and compulsorily retired in 1992. Anyways, so the court case was that with collaboration with the PSC, that he should be reinstated and also promoted.
Yes.
Anyway, IGP has responded. He says, why would he be, why would he not obey the rule of law and the court? First of all, he said that he mentioned, one of the reasons he mentioned, he says he's been busy. Secondly, there's also been a fact that the man's information on the data is not available on their data. Then there's another very important one. I hate the way you make me rush. Okay, so he says that he was 60, that he had also clocked 60 years. So the promotion had to be done by that's the Police Service Commission, and he had already clocked 60 years, and time had already passed, so those things could not be done. Anyways, it's better to read it. The information is better stated in the papers. No, he's explained himself, and I'm sure that
that's all we can take on the front page review. When we come back, bringing our first guest, stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one who can make time stand still forever, Mr. Kelechi Amadi. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, my brother.
You love that intro, Abi?
Yeah. It was great.
Okay,
Thank you.
We try like that.
Thank you.
Now my question, which I feel is a cheap question.
Oh, go ahead.
What does ISO stand for?
That is it. I think I'll drink.
No, you're joking.
I'm not joking.
Kelechi Amadi. No. Shay, you didn't want me. You're whining me now.
I think I'll drink. No problem.
Okay.
I've always known this as ISO. I never bothered to know what it means. I know what it means, but I never bothered to know what the acronym is. Tell me the brand of camera that I use, so much so that I even became an ambassador. That's very easy. It's out there.
It's supposed to be,
yeah. I just said, look, I give you this one as a token of my appreciation.
Sony.
Drink!
I'm not done. You did not say final answer.
It's final answer.
You did not ask me if that was my final answer.
You don't have any choice again. It's only
Nikon.
How many cameras do they have? My
Nikon.
friend to drink. I gave you a very easy something.
Nikon now. Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
If you don't jump person gonna jam you.
You know, every time you open that your stupid mouth, you show exactly what you know.
What?
You are drunk. Jesus! You can't defend your wife anymore now, Julius.
Right.
None of this is his fault.
What's going on?
I can't explain, just come.
We are the Durojays.
We are the Akbans.
We are the Obioras.
So how are you two doing?
Who cares?
She's a rude girl.
You are a stupid man.
Oh, Miss Pima, you are a stupid woman.
I mistakenly carried her bra. Mistakenly.
You took my bra. What gives you the right?
He said he can't face you.
This is interesting.
What?
I thought all we were doing was for your own good.
Which is to get married.
If you had fainted and you just woke up, what would you like to eat?
This is an old comedy script.
Who is this mysterious guest?
Honor is the name. She is the brain behind all the stars.
He's even sleeping with her under your nose.
Excuse me?
Thanks for staying with us. So a video went viral recently. I'm not sure we can show that video, but it was about a young girl possibly who lives abroad and was giving some kind of feedback to parents and adults, Nigerian parents especially. She called out their stupidity. She called out the fact that many of them raise them, children, youngsters abroad, hating Nigeria. You raise us to hate our country, yet, you know, even those of you that come, you expect us to love Nigeria somehow. How do you expect these children who are raised to hate their motherland, even those in Nigeria are raised to hate Nigeria, and they all aspire to travel out because something is better out there. And those who even take their children never say good things about Nigeria. So exactly who is going to fix Nigeria? That's really the question. Is this patriotic to let me rephrase that. How do we raise our children concerning patriotism? Is patriotism still necessary? Or are we all just looking for the opportunity to relocate somewhere and have a new identity? These are some hard questions that we'd like to discuss and hear your thoughts on it. And it's most especially for those who live abroad, because many of them are raising children. And here we can understand, well, here we can almost understand the circumstances why a youngster will say, I don't like this, because he's faced with the reality. But those you that finally escaped, you'd get there and you're still raising children. I will take you back to Africa. This is your nonsense behavior. I will take you back. It's a way of punishing your children. Take them to Nigeria. I will take you back home. You know, and they dread this country. So you ask yourself, if many countries are hoping to create an enabling environment for their diaspora to come home to develop, which diaspora are we inviting home if they all hate this country? It's a conversation we should have. What are your thoughts on this? How do you perceive this video of this young girl, for those of you that have seen it? And if not seen it, what do you think about our conversation this morning? You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. And you can also comment on YouTube, I believe. Comments, we'll also try to read some of those. Who would like to go first?
All right, let me go ahead. So, I watched the video. Somebody sent it to me on Instagram, and I felt like, wow, from such a young person, adequately articulating what many of us feel in a subtle way. It's that our leaders. It was very insulting. It was very rude. Yes, it was bass-boos. It was very rude. And I feel like there are two main points that I got from her that connect with me. One is the fact that our leaders demand respect without earning it. And parents demand respect without earning it. And if you, because I'm your leader, I'm your leader, you should respect me. But you do silly things, you know. You say, you act irresponsibly, and sometimes you need to let adults know, Oga, you are being irresponsible. Right. You are being given a state to manage, and you have the effort to say, federal government did not give you money, so you cannot pay salaries. What's your head for? Gather every smart head within your state to think and come up with a solution to solve the problems within your state. But you are a full governor, and you say, we can't pay salary, we don't have money. Hospital can close down, people can go on strike. And you think I should respect you as a governor? Then I would insult you. And she's just laying claim to why people are saying social media people and Twitter people are insulting our leaders, and leaders are complaining. Do you know, when I was a governor, you were still in your mother's womb? That's not the problem. The problem is, what did you do as a governor? Your actions as a governor spoiled the country. Your actions as a president brought us to where we are. People can still say, back then in the days, Nigeria was better. That is an indictment on all our leaders. If people can point their fingers to the back and say, there was a time when hospitals were good and now they are not good anymore. That for me really resonated with me, because I feel we should start calling out our leaders. I would do it in a more respectful way. I wouldn't use all those language. Secondly is, we are raising children not to like Nigeria. Adults self don't like Nigeria. The average Nigerian on the street is like, I cannot keep myself. This country is not helping anybody. I'll go there and help myself. Reminding me of a tweet I saw. It said Nigeria is like a fan. And fans should rotate, you know, and fan, you know, you would blow breeze on you, blow breeze on Mariah, blow breeze. Everybody will get to feel it. Yeah. But the Nigerian fan, they have broken the rotation bottle. So everybody is now finding their way to enjoy the fan. And that's the thing. People, the average Nigerian is not going to let things go round, but trying to get into power so that they can also enjoy the benefits that come with it. Yeah. For me, that's a very, very bad attitude. And if it's happening here, it's not just people abroad. Yeah. Our children here, many of them are not really, they don't like our country because they listen to our parents. Absolutely. And they listen to us, and they feel like we don't like Nigeria, so they shouldn't like Nigeria as well.
When I saw that video, the first thing I thought was the saying in the Bible about from the mouth of babies. We will learn something. It's important perspective. Many times we're so caught up with being adults and taking the decisions. We don't acknowledge the mistakes we're making and leaving behind. She's 18. And she has seen some things in her young 18 years, and she called it out, and it really made me think. It made me think because we're making sacrifices, or we think we're making sacrifices for ourselves, for our children, and they're turning back to say, how is this the right decision when you're raising me in such a way that I'm hating my motherland? And I'm thinking, you're raising a child who comes from Nigeria, who's going to grow up in Canada, America, or wherever, as a second-class citizen, and come back to Nigeria and still feel out of place because this is not her home anyways, and the other place is not her home, so they're just lost. Then concerning, I know that a lot of people got upset about her rudeness, some of the words that she used, silly. If you want to annoy a Nigerian adult, call them silly. What? So the thing is, yes, because of the way I was raised, I'm growing up here specifically, I would say, let's put that one aside so that we do not throw away all the good message that she was trying to teach us with that. And for me, it also reminded me of some of the conversations that has happened, over time. I remember when I was about to have my son, I was having a conversation with one of my aunties, and she was like, go to America to have your baby, or the UK. And I was like, what if my son wants to run for president when he grows up, and then somehow the Nigerian law decides that you have to be, you don't have dual citizenship. I don't want to do anything that may jeopardize that. She said, how? She looked at me, she was like, I've never sat down with anybody that thought that or had that conversation. She thought, that's good, because all we think is just send them abroad, and then another time we were at the shop and my son was saying something about doing something, traveling somewhere, and the woman in the shop was like, yes, my son, go to America, go to Canada. And I was like, no, this is your country, love. She was like, don't listen to your mother. She does not know what she's saying. Put your eye in that, So I would say personally, I have tried to raise them up to love Nigeria, but there's so many things happening around them. Even the children see. My children will tell me I don't like Nigeria because Nigeria is not good. I'm like, why? Because we hear it all the time. We're repeating it constantly. That's what they hear. And then at the end of the day, they watch American TV and they're seeing how the American children are saying, oh, life is so perfect here. So what do we expect?
Let me go on a quick break. When I come back, we'll get your own thoughts. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, multiple award-winning actor, producer, ambassador of Edo People, we have Etinosa Idemudia in the building.
Not be first to go police station, they win the case.
Is
So
she?
you are showing yourself.
I go see as my second
You are
question.
feeling like a contact the prancing peacock. I'm about to cut your wings. Hello. Now, in the amalgamation of 1914, who was the woman who drew the line of the amalgamation? Who cut the report? Who is the person that used scissors? What is his name?
That woman.
You have done me dirty. I've marked your face. If anything happened to me today, if I don't reach my house. Anyway, I'm gonna be chauffeured, so.
You remember now, Avi? Yeah, but you never too thin. Now you remember.
Hey.
If a person who indulges habitually in watching a sexual material is called a voyeur.
That's what they're called.
It clearly say you don't go even get the next one.
Hey, a voyeur.
Voyeur.
Then go on.
What is a person who makes one
A
called?
voyeur. A voyagist. A bon voyage.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome pioneer Positive Force member, dancing queen of the 80s, non-conformist, Afrobeat historian in her right, and long-standing member of the multiple award-winning all-female show Your View, Omoyeni Yeni Anikulapo Kuti, aka YK Power! Ginger!
Take it.
Today we'll go here.
Hey, I don't read you.
Are you sure?
I'm not here to answer questions, I'm here to drink.
We're in trouble today.
Wait till your age.
I was close now.
I
said 1975.
He said 73. He said 75. Fellas wasn't even born till 75.
So will I drink half?
You go drink. Take. Make I help you. Russian.
No be half.
Which half? You will make me drink. I'll give you a hint.
Lights in no. Nepa Road. Nepa Road in Abeokuta.
First of all, my brain cannot memorize everything.
A big black bug.
A big black dog.
Bug. A big black bug.
Oh, sorry. A big.
It don't start.
Ọmọ fẹlá. Ọmọ Anikulapo Kuti. Wọ́n rò pé kí ni kékeré yìí.
It's by audition. It's not by audition.
Thanks for staying with us. Let us continue this conversation. Kabisa, I want to start with you. What are your thoughts on this lady's comments on social media?
This young girl's comments, I loved it. I loved everything in totality. She was just being honest. She was being true. And I was asking myself, what's the insult in this conversation? Who did she insult? Stupidity, according to the dictionary meaning, is behavior that shows a lack of good sense or judgment. Have we been showing a lack of good sense or judgment? Absolutely. We have all been. The leaders have all been. We can see that in our resources and how it's being mismanaged on a day-to-day basis. We have all been. If I had done that video, would anybody have said that I insulted anybody? No, because I'm an adult. Because a child said it or a young girl said it, we all took up our, I'm old, how dare you talk to, please, let's take the message with shame. Because these are children who are now spotting what we are not able to spot for ourselves. And this shows that our young people, as much as we say they are very disorganized, they are very into entertainment, they don't pay attention to the serious things of life, they are actually paying attention, and we have so far modeled the life that they are living today. So everybody needs to be responsible. We all need to take accountability of what is happening. Okay. Moray, I have not finished.
Oh, sorry.
So what I've also figured out is the fact that we can't give what we don't have. We want a better country, but how do we speak about this country that wants to be better for us? what sort of energy. I said yesterday Nigeria happened to me, and you quickly corrected me because I just said it, you know, the way it came to my head. But when that correction came, I realized that, oh, I'm also being a part of the problem. Exactly. So when we begin to speak negative and everything around us, we just want to japa, we just want to leave. We are not seeing the opportunity to solve the problems around us. These young ones are picking it up. Tomorrow you say, Nigerians are not patriotic. Are you patriotic? How do you speak about your country? I did a mentorship class on Saturday, and I was telling people that Nigeria would not be better for you if every time you open your mouth you curse the country, you release negative energy into the atmosphere, and you expect it to be better for you. I've been in taxis where the taxi drivers will be speaking bad. You go to the marketplace, everybody's talking bad. I say there are some things I don't use my mouth to say. There are some things I don't judge because I don't want to attract it to me. And if we all look at other countries where there's so much love for the country, even when it's not working. I've gone to America, they have issues. India has issues. China has issues. Even the almighty Singapore, they have issues. I interacted with them, the locals there. They also have their issues. Yeah. But you will see the love of their country in how they speak, in how they act. And when we can begin to show that love of the country and trust the leaders to do the right things, hold them accountable, but don't speak evil of the country, then we can make a difference. These children are watching. No matter how you send them abroad, they are going to be second-class citizens. This is their home. Let's make it better for them.
I was having a conversation recently with somebody, one of my mentors, and she was sharing shared two stories with me. The first story was the fact that one of her friends, a child who studied abroad, he was going to a university where they had quite a number of black people there. It was comfortable, and there was also Nigerians were there. One of our other friends, who was from a very richer family, her child was going to one of the top, the Ivy Leagues, right? So that one came for holidays with her. And when she was about to leave, she was just crying that she didn't want to go back to her Ivy League. And she was wondering, why are you crying? She said that wherever she goes within her school, there's always a ring around her in the cafeteria, when they are hanging out with friends, if they go out, because she was the only black person in that place, that she just felt like this holiday that she came to come and do, she felt, yes, she's part of a community. But in that Ivy League, it's just her. And anywhere she goes, she's constantly reminded, in the buses, in the parties, that she's alone. And she was now thinking of the fact that her parents took her there for this same reason. Listen, I need you to be different. I want you to be... The way they portrayed Africa and Nigeria to her was like, listen, you cannot take any chances. You must not go back there. We have suffered. I want you to be in this school and stay with white people. Don't stay with black people. Just stay in this community. And she just felt like, I feel like I belong more. It's you here. I'm saying Nigeria, speaking our language. This is where I belong. But she was forced there because of the mentality of her parents. That's one. Another story she told me, I won't mention the name of the Ivy League, because if I do, she said that this family did everything to get their child to this school. And the man left for the school, and he was so excited for her graduation day. The whole family were driving for graduation. Yes, finally my daughter has been. The girl they got a call from the school. She was about to commit suicide on her graduation day. Now, these are some of the stories where we do so much to take our children out of this suffering, out of this culture, out of this thing called Nigeria. It's Africa. And we think we're taking them to this new place. But the truth is that sometimes it's counterproductive.
Yeah. They're in school and they're having conversations with their better, the new country that they're in. And they're asking questions, and they're asking them questions about their country. Like, really, what is the problem? And maybe they would say casually, yes, we had to leave because my things are really bad there. And then they're on social media like, who? Is this where Wizkid is from? Or is this where Davido is from? Like, how are they doing so well, or is this where, other people, and they would ask them, and I think they too would ask themselves, like, really, what is so bad that we couldn't have fixed it? What is so bad that I had to take myself out of it? If people are talking about Afghanistan now, or Iran, where the people are being killed for, some of their beliefs, that you cannot even exist unless you're a certain particular way, or you cannot be female and then get an education. You can even have that conversation. But in Nigeria, what exactly is it about? And when you figure it out, it's because we're all greedy. It's because my parents decided to just pack what they could pack and just take us away and all that they, and took us away from there. It's because, well, we have these cousins who are not doing so well. Why? The government isn't doing so well. Your children will now figure out, who is this government? Oh, my parents, they are this government. So it is you that has caused me to be here. And that's why I was saying something about we're making sacrifices, but we're not really thinking about if we're making proper sacrifices. We always make it about individual. And I always say this, the individual makes up a society. So you have taken your family, you've gone, you've taken your family, you've gone. But you have collectively as a society, as a community, as a country, just stolen or taken away from Nigeria, invested in another country, and you've left this place barren. Now the plans that you have, the children that you have raised, they're looking back and they're wondering. But the reason it's barren is because you've taken us all out. It is you, and that's what is shocking. Like, oh, I thought I was doing good. You said, no, but you've taken us all away from there. You are the country you are the people that have laid this country bare, and now you're accusing who? So that's what this girl is just saying.
Let me take this call. I'll come to you, Tope. Good morning, are you there?
Good morning, ma.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
I'm Rita calling from Kaduna.
You're live.
How old are you?
Go ahead, please.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Okay. Hello, good morning, ma.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm sure
my name is Precious.
Hi, Precious. Go ahead. Hello. Please, hope we didn't lose them. We really wanted to talk to Precious. I'm so sorry, Precious and Rita. I would have loved to really talk to you guys. So, there are two issues here. I don't want us to mix it up too much. So there's the removal, which is what Mariam said, because yes, you remove and it's a good thing, because for you, you're like, you know what, I need to save my family. Now you are there, raising the children, which is what we're now going back to the video. The children they are raising, are we raising them like, guys, I left Nigeria, it was really bad. But I also want you, this is your country. I want you to love Nigeria. I want you to, take them home often, every year, make them meet with their cousins, their family, their loved ones, and have the sense of belonging. Because I do remember when my brother's kids came here for the first time, in my mother's burial last year. My nephews, I was meeting them, and they came, and I was hearing him on the phone calling his friends that there are so many black people here. There's so many black people, and I'm like, what's happening? He was so excited that everywhere is black, and I just have to contend with Chinese. He was just excited that every corner
everybody
there are
looks
black
like
people.
me.
Everybody looks like me, and you could see the excitement.
Oh my God!
I have identity. That this is my people. So in his own mind, this is my people. But the Nigerian is looking at me and Uncle, can you put me in your bag? I want to follow you.
We're all right accents. Oh my God!
The guy is definitely like, he was there putting on the generator for us. He entered the Nigerian system because he felt that this is what he is. So how do we raise our children to still love Nigeria, but still appreciate the opportunity they have to live abroad?
Okay, so I think it's fundamental. It is that spirit of resilience. It is gratitude and understanding that everything is not perfect anywhere, but I have an opportunity. Being in Nigeria is an opportunity. Anywhere I find myself, I'll be grateful for where I am. I'll be resilient to thrive in that society, and I will see opportunities in the midst of every crisis I face. I think these are pillars we should raise every child with, so that you're grateful for where you are, you see opportunities in the crisis, and you have the resilience to thrive in challenges. Because when you go abroad too, there will be challenges there. As you are here, there are challenges here. Everywhere there are challenges. But if you only train your eyes to see the challenges, even when you travel out, you will be listing all the challenges where you are. So, but I like, Mariam already dealt extensively, and you've dealt extensively with people that relocate. I am talking about those here who feel disadvantaged because they are here. They are here and they feel like I am rejected because I'm here. You have opportunity, you can travel out. What of me? I cannot go anywhere. And I'm like, you are here. You can make things happen for you right here. So we need to talk about patriotism more, teach patriotism more, show love more, and it is extremely important. We have a long way to go, but we can start.
Wrap up because we have two guests, so we have to wrap up this conversation. We have to continue.
I'm going to fight you.
Let me let you put in just 1 minute contribution, and then we run off.
I'll try to make it 1 minute. So there's something I'm teaching some of my mentees. which is that anywhere you find yourself is where you're supposed to be. We're sent here for a reason. For me to be put in Nigeria at this time is because I have something in my hand that Nigeria requires to grow. And if I don't harness it and use it, I will feel disadvantaged, I will feel unfulfilled. So the first thing is to go inside and ask yourself, why am I in this country? What is my role here? What am I supposed to do? I'm already having conversations with my children, like, so when you open your eyes, what problems do you want to solve? That's how to create. And that's how you see opportunities. Every day I'm having business ideas. I did not school abroad. I am here. All of us did not school abroad. We say, okay, except for Mariah. But we are here and we are constantly looking at the environment and saying, where can I fit in? Where do I have my gifts? Where can I deploy my gifts to help my society? That is where the focus should be. And once you remove yourself from the victimhood consciousness where everything is happening to you, they are doing me, they are pursuing me, I finished school, I don't have a job, somebody's chasing me, to the creator's consciousness where you know that you have your life in your hands and you can speak into existence and it will happen. You will see that you are not in a hurry to go to any other country because you are solving problems right here. Let us start solving problems in our little.
Let me just take one last call from Hassan. Hassan is there. I'm holding for a while. It's been a while, a long time. You abandoned us.
No, he called to ask about the oil company.
I'm in support of Nigeria. I like Nigeria, but that will not take away the fact that we have problem of quality of leadership from the local government level, state and the federal. Yes. That's number one. Number two, please, I would like to talk about the Diaspora review. About the people talking about Ashwaju relocating federal capital from Abuja to Lagos. That's why it's uncalled for. Abuja has come to stay. And the members of that campaign council should sit up. It's not a matter of giving press.
Okay, thank you very much, Hassan. We have to go on a break when we come back, but this topic is just starting.
Yes.
It's very deep. We can expand it so many ways. We can't do it today because we have two guests we need to tell. So we'll bring it another day and we'll talk about it again. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll bring our first guest. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Ikechukwu, Sunday, Okonkwo, aka Cross. Now your intro without
wow.
So there's a name that thing that's.
I'm just drinking because you say I should drink. There's no particular answer.
You think it's only that can be wicked?
What's the answer?
Subterfuge.
Eh?
Yeah. They claim you did, but you said it just happened. That
and it's called what again?
Subterfuge.
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 So you look me finish from head to toe. You look at a person who go know what to become subterfuge. Yeah?
The nude wasn't like a game plan. Or
I promise you, it was actually a mistake. Like it was sending it to someone, and it just mistakenly just went that.
Yeah.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's Your View. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Gbenga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the question.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata, I go drink. So.
Okay. So now one chance for Inter. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
Of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this because I have this question for you. Final question. No. Where outside Nigeria and what year? Think you're the only one that can be wicked.
I am thinking because I know back in the day.
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a trip, a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink. I don't
overthink this thing. See where I can.
Yes, you overthink them.
I would say you should catwalk.
Let's catwalk. Where are we?
No, that's not catwalking.
That's good talking.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the part of the show where I really have a lot of fun. Why? I'm highly competitive. I'm not going to ask you regular questions on me. I'm not well. So you're going to be as nuts as I am today, yes?
Ready.
Alrighty. Hey, sorry. Can you put it down here, please? King Dion versus Tony. Oh, thank you. See all the Lee Kuku things you do. They make me. Oh no. Who said this?
I want to every day closer. Girl, I want to make you closer.
Okay.
Upslayed in closer.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much fun have you had on the show?
11, 10.
11?
10, yes.
11? Now we're going to terminate the show. Please, my producer, this is where we're cutting it. Cameraman, cut it. You don't cut. Okay, I'm just kidding.
The hottest music videos. Check it out. Let's go. Topping the charts right here on the Max World Chart Show.
Partnerships, especially in Nigeria, is a businessman, an international business leader, the co-founder of Pertinent Group and Chief Executive Officer of Global Group. Welcome with us, Mr. Olorunseyi Sunday Oluwagbenga. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, Mariah.
Have you on the show.
Nice to be here.
So we hear of partnerships, and many entrepreneurs, they build their businesses, but they hear it's a good idea to partner or collaborate with others, but they just always have trust issues. Can I trust this person? How do I ensure that at the end of the day we don't have issues in front? So people are always skeptical about these things called partnership. How are you able to create partnerships and sustain them?
All right, thank you. When we talk about partnership, there's really nothing wrong with the concept partnership. It's always with the people. Every time you think partnership, you think collaboration. You think people coming together and achieving more. There's this popular African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together, you go with people. And on several grounds, it has been proven that when people come together, they achieve more. But when you look at people going into partnership, they don't do an assessment of themselves first. Because you have to be the person that you desire to attract. So when you're going into partnership, the first thing is to ask yourself, am I ready for this? Why am I even going into it? Because partnership is not meant for everybody. In most cases, when you're going into partnership, it's because you believe there is something you lack that the other person or persons have. And there's something they have that you lack, vice versa that way. And because of that, you are looking at how can I pitch my tent with these people so we can achieve more together. And when we talk about trust, trust is actually an actionable asset. It's not something that I can wake up today and say, I'm someone that can be trusted. Trust is built over time. You can intentionally structure for trust in your life so that when people work with you, they've come to see that this is the kind of person I can work with, this is the kind of person I can do business with, because we even live in a world where even people that stole money, they are looking for faithful people to keep it with. So once you have trust, it's a major capital that you bring to partnership.
Yeah. Can we talk to just the cultural way we are in Nigeria, where we believe, and even is reiterated in our places of worship, where we are all the heads and nobody is the neck. And so, for me, I feel that it makes for a difficult partnership, where you feel that, so I have to be the front-facing one, I have to be the one that is the star, you know, and thereby, even though the result of the partnership is positive, but our ego is so much in, you know, in the forefront that it does not work. Can we talk to that part of us?
Right. I've come to realize that partnerships that have lasted for many years are partnerships that are formed on credible vision. Most of the time when people go into partnership, they go for selfish reasons. There's nothing bad about having selfish reasons for the things you do. But if it's not in on a credible vision, such that you are not doing what you are doing as a businessman, for example, just because you want to make money. You are doing it because you want to solve problems. You know, they talk about coming to the table with your hand, with your head, and with your heart.
Yes.
Now, what that simply means is, if you're doing partnership and you are coming to the table just with your hand and your head, everything will be limited to either what you're told to do or what you know to do. But when you come with your heart, you are in that partnership because you love what you are doing. And because you love what you are doing, the love of it will make you want to remain there. Now, when it comes to the issue of somebody wants to be the head or not, I think it has to do with discussions that people don't hold before going into partnership. There are depths of discussions that you should sit down, have this conversation, understand what are the challenges, what are the opportunities, when crisis come, how are we going to manage it? How do we go about sharing money? Like we do say in my own partnership, one of the success code of our partnership is because we shared the money before the money came. Now that money is available, we are not struggling, we are not fighting over money. Because most partnership, what kills it is greed. But in our own case, before the money came, when there was no money, we sat down with calculator and worked when we make this is how it's going to be shared. And because nobody was having a superiority mentality when we started, so everybody felt good about what we have agreed. And when the money came, and because every man has an element of greed, no doubt about that. Right. But when you come into partnership with a credible vision and a proper documentation of what you want to do from one phase to another, it's easier to manage the issue of leadership.
Let me get more questions for you. Go ahead, BC.
Yeah, okay. So this partnership issue. So I realized that recently that a lot of people want to collaborate and get into partnership. But when it starts, you realize that there are certain characteristics that they have that would not allow for transparency or allow for feedback. So you give feedback. Okay, this is what we did. This is what came out of it. You did this thing that is not really nice if we are going to be working as a group. And the person chooses to take a high road to say, no, what I did is not wrong. And this is how it's going to be. And I've seen that it stopped a lot, especially women coming together. It stopped a lot of women coming together because these little foxes that we don't really pay attention to comes into play. And, you know, after a while, just, okay, can we just do our things all alone? What are some of the characteristics that we would begin to have if we're looking to go into lasting partnership as a person? So you're talking to people who I may want to collaborate with Moriah tomorrow, and I'm asking myself, what characteristics should I have as BC so that when we get there, we're not going to have all these small issues that will not let us go far?
All right, thank you. To start with, everyone that wants to go into business partnership must first ask yourself, why do I want to go into this partnership? Because when the purpose of a thing is not known, they say abuse is inevitable. Now, people go into partnership in most cases because they feel they are deficient in a particular skill or resource required to run the stuff. Deep down inside, if you ask them, they would have loved to go solo. So ordinarily, partnership is not their thing. They only went into it because they found deficiency in one area or the other, and they felt, okay, if I can bring this partner together, maybe the person is more experienced, has more money, technically sound, all of those factors. You look at that and you attract people. It's not bad, because every partnership that will succeed, you need both capacity and also complementary skills, because there are things you won't have, the other person will have. But every time you go into partnership, and that is the only reason why you are going into it, somehow you have signed in for failure even before starting.
Wow.
Partnership should be because you have common value. Value system is very important. Now, if, for example, when we're starting, just like you said, things look good, you agreed easily. But the time will come when challenges, it could even be good opportunities that will show up. But because your own value system do not align with the expectation from that opportunity, you might have a reason to say, no, we're not doing this. And this other guy is saying, what's bad about it? I give a practical example. Maybe you're both into a business and together you're running real estate. And one of the partners just came and said, see, let's add betting to our business. And we are saying, betting? No, we never discussed this before we started. And the guy said, no, this is a money-making opportunity. And you are saying, no, for you, you feel it's ethically wrong for you to go into betting. Problem starts right from there.
Wow.
And it's simply because people went into partnership because of what they don't have. But if you go for value, look out for value first. Your value system must align.
That's a question before I go on a break.
So I know that there was an agreement. You guys had an agreement before starting. And it's usually many people go into partnership into Nigeria right here with, good conscience. You like me, I like you. We feel like we love each other. We don't write anything. We don't have like a written agreement on good and bad. We don't have someone we both respect coming that is overseeing and ensuring we both keep our parts of this. Can you break down how you wrote your agreement, the years you guys can now do other business, the sacrifices that you expected each other to make?
All right, thank you. If you're going into partnership and you don't have any form of documentation, I want to say live here that you have not started at all. That should be the first thing. After you have held conversation, you should come to a table where you can document. Now, our own business partnership has lasted for over 10 years. When we started, the first thing we did was to document how we want this partnership to run. We ensured that we had a credible vision that is focused on people. So every time you ask us what do, we tell you we're in the people business. We might have other things we're doing, but in the people business. Now, because that documentation was first done between both of us, it was easier to bring in a lawyer to say, now both of us have decided to go into this partnership. These are the things that we expect, and this is how we want to do. And we got legal advice. And the document stated a number of things. For example, when it comes to commitment, we knew any partnership that will succeed requires 100% commitment. Now, this was the formula we used. I have 50% of the company, my business partner has 50%, but at the end of the day, we bring 100% into the business. So we required him to bring his 100%. I brought my 100%. So when I approach the partnership, I'm not approaching it like, if I don't do it, the other person will do it. I approach it like, if I don't do it, nobody will do it. So we add that in our agreement. We told ourselves too, for the first 5 years, you can't do any other thing. So it's more like burning your bridges. That's commitment. Now, I had my own certificate, I had skill set, I'd done a number of things before the partnership came together, but I had to forgo everything. He did same, and we said for the first 5 years we are building. It's either we succeed or we succeed, if you understand. So we gave it all. So those are basic things that helps when it comes to
when we come
documentation.
back, our conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Your View will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the one who can make time stand still forever, Mr. Kelechi Amadi. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, my brother.
You love that intro, Abi?
Yeah. It was great.
Okay,
Thank you.
We try like that.
Thank you.
Now my question, which I feel is a cheap question.
Oh, go ahead.
What does ISO stand for?
That is it. I think I'll drink.
No, you're joking.
I'm not joking.
Kelechi Amadi. No. Shay, you didn't whine me. You're whining me now.
I think I'll drink. Huh? No problem.
Okay.
I've always known it as ISO. I never bothered to know what it means. I know what it means, but I never bothered to know what the acronym is. Tell me the brand of camera that I use, so much so that I even became an ambassador. That's very easy. It's out there.
It's supposed to be, yeah.
I just said, let me give you this one as a token of my appreciation.
Sony.
Drink!
Wait, I'm not done. You did not say final answer.
It's final answer.
You did not ask me if that was my final answer.
You don't have any choice again. It's only
Nikon.
How many cameras do they have? My
Nikon.
friend to drink. I gave you a very easy something.
Nikon now.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the part of the show where I really have a lot of fun. Why? I'm highly competitive. I'm not going to ask you regular questions. With me, I'm not well. So you're going to be as nuts as I am today, yes?
Ready.
Alrighty. Sorry. Can you put it down here, please? King Dion versus Tony. Oh, thank you. See all the Lee Kuku things you do. They make me. Oh no. Who said this?
I want to every day closer. Girl, I want to make you closer.
Okay.
Upslade in closer.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much fun have you had on the show?
11, 10.
11?
10, yes.
11? Now we're going to terminate the show. Please, my producer, this is where we're cutting it. Cameraman, cut it. You don't cut. Okay, I'm just kidding.
The hottest music videos.
Check it out. Let's go.
Topping the charts. Right here on the Max World Chart Show.
think you can outplay me in this game of wits?
Thanks for staying with us. We still have our guests, and we're going to be wrapping up very soon. I know you discussed the fact that everything must be documented, and the vision of both must be aligned and must be credible vision. But there's some intangibles, like ideas. Somebody says, you know what, I have the idea, I don't have the ability or the administrative or not even the sources. I have the sources. So you have ideas and you have the contacts. Can that be documented in a partnership where all I'm bringing is ideas and where you, because usually when somebody has an idea and the business now flourishes, like, it was my idea now.
But this is your money.
How can you document idea or put value on idea or contacts? How do you, because it's easy to say you bring it equity, but those intangibles, how do you value it in a partnership?
I want to start by saying this conversation, we can't complete it here.
Of course.
That's why my business partner and myself, we've authored a book on partnership, because we checked around, we don't have too many of it in Nigeria. And where there is a knowledge gap, there will always be crisis.
Yes.
So what we did was to put this together in almost 300-page book that will be out on the 15th of this month. So people should just look out for it and get a copy. Now, coming to what you have said, it's always good to bring a third party into drafting your document. It's very important because there are intangible assets and there are tangible assets. Now, you can be coming to the table and all you have right now is intangible. Just like you said, you cannot say it's $50,000. You can't say it's a particular certificate you have acquired from going to maybe some of the Ivy League school thereabout. All you have is idea, that is quality. So if you have a third party like we did, come to sit down with you and look at what each person has, and you are able to agree from the beginning the value of whatever you're bringing to the table, it will prevent problem in the future. The reason why people fight over money is because they don't share the money before the money comes. If you wait for the money to come to share it, for example, you are organizing...
We have to run. We can't do that again. Right. But I think that's a good way to end that segment, where you share the money before the money comes in any partnerships. So let us speculate, or let us project.
So this is the only case where you can count your chickens before they hatch.
Count the chicken and then agree.
Imagine the figure.
Comes. Yes. So, but as I said, we have to bring it back for a proper analysis. Maybe we'll spend the whole segment with you, a proper segment where we analyze partnerships, and we will study your book, and then maybe from there we'll take some ideas and have things to discuss, because this is an important way. If we're going to grow businesses in Nigeria, we need sustainable partnerships, and this is one thing that we must do on the show. Thank you so much, sir, for coming on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Come back. We bring in our next guest. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome showstopper, voice, stage, and film actor, CEO and celebrity mom, Oluwabamike Olawunmi Adenibunyo, aka Two Shots in the Air, Bam Bam!
This is mean. I feel set up today. My guards are down. It's not fair. Guys, beg for me now. I'm hearing them saying, please.
No,
please. Can't you hear it?
No, they are saying you should actually drink.
When you watch this show, more history me. Drink it now. You must even up the game. Mama chase tall man follow me. No.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues. And last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Now Lagos with if you not jump person go jam you.
You know, every time you open that your stupid mouth, you show exactly what you know.
What?
You are drunk. Jesus! You can't defend your wife anymore now, Julius.
Right.
None of this is his fault.
What's going on?
I can't explain, just come.
We are the Durojais.
We are the Akbans.
We are the Obioras.
So how are you two doing?
Who cares?
She's a rude girl. You are a stupid man.
Oh, Miss Miller, you are a stupid woman.
I mistakenly carried her bra. Mistakenly.
Hey! You took my bra. What gives you the right?
He said he can face you.
This is interesting.
What?
I thought all we were doing was for your own good.
Which is to get married.
If you had fainted and you just woke up, what would you like to eat?
This is an old comedy script.
Who is this mysterious guest?
Honor is the name. She is the brain behind all the stars.
He's even sleeping with her under your nose.
Excuse me? Don't you think it's too early?
So where is she? You better stop talking.
I can't take it anymore. Just so you know that.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome showstopper, voice, stage and film actor, CEO and celebrity mom, Oluwabamike Olawumi Adenibunyo, aka Two Shots in the Air, Bam Bam!
This is mean. I feel set up today. My guards are down. It's not fair. Guys, beg for me now. I'm hearing them saying, please.
No, can't hear anybody.
Can't you hear it?
No, they are saying you should actually drink.
When you watch this show, more history me. Drink it now. You must even up the game. Mama chased. Oh man, me. No.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Gbenga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the question.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata, I go drink. So.
Okay. So now one chance for enter. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
Of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this because I have this question for you. Final question. No. Where outside Nigeria and what year? think you're the only one that can be wicked?
I am thinking because I know back in the day.
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink. I don't
overthink this thing. See where I can.
Yes, you overthink them.
I would say you should catwalk.
Let's catwalk. Where are we?
No, that's not catwalking.
That's good talking.
Finest.
Join us now to discuss real estate investment outlook on 2023 is the CEO, Lifecard International Investment Limited, Grace Ofuri. Welcome to the show. Good to have you. We brought you back.
Yeah.
Every time you came and we learned so much from you. So tell us what's happening in 2023 in the real estate business.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm always excited to be here. I want to say thank you to all the viewers. Every one of you that reached out to me. Thank you so much. 2023 is going to be a very interesting year. Looking at what has happened in 2022 with the real estate market, one thing that I've seen is that everything has become more expensive. So the truth is, like I always say, that real estate, you buy it now because it doesn't get cheaper. But 2023, what's going to happen is some investors should begin to think at getting investment on housing, because a lot of people will not be able to afford house. I'm sorry about that, but that's the truth. So the investors can help us by investing in housing and making it cheaper for everybody. So we're going to have a lot of people trying to rent houses. We're going to have rent, when you say spike. Massive rent spike. Because all those people, everybody was trying to buy a house with this new dollar, naira. So many of them, the building materials has gone haywire. So nobody will want to live in the bridge. So somehow, if you have good strategy on how people can pay your rental, you can make more money and just make it flexible for them. You know, make it flexible for them, like monthly rental, weekly rental, do all your everything you want to do, get the lawyer, get all your systems right, do places like that kind of houses that one can work. It must be multi-purpose built. So like the way we live abroad, when it's 12 o'clock, your light is no longer working, your water is no longer working. So if you put in those kind of things on your housing, you are definitely going to have a lot of customers coming to you. So let's look at housing. We still have a lot of lands. You can buy land from us, but think about building more houses for 2023.
Yeah, so with the impact of dollar on businesses right now, how has it affected the real estate business?
You know, I always say that real estate, when it comes to dollar, naira, it's something that a very smart investor should look at the advantage and disadvantage. So, and that's why this Saturday, by 5 p.m. GMT +1, I'm going to be having a training. It's actually a paid training, but for those in your view, we'll take some slots for free. Wow. So all you have to do is to go right now. I think the phone numbers are on the screen. Reach out to that phone number. They will give you a link to register. Without registration, you can attend. Then after we cover up for the slot we want to take for your view, we'll open up the payment platform. So for now, quickly hurry there. So I'm going to be talking about what you need to do, whether you're in the dollar economy or you're in the naira economy. How will dollar, if you have dollar, how will it favor you in Nigeria in buying real estate, and how will it not favor you? Depends on what. So it's going to be a very interactive class. I'm going to be explaining, because things like this have happened before, and I made a lot of profit even with my dollar. But then you can get it all wrong. And that's why I always say that anywhere you want to put your money, education is important. You know, anytime I come here, I said, a lot of people just say, Grace, I want to invest in real estate. I say, go to my school first. Because I think that when you have a bit of knowledge, you know exactly what to do at the right time. This is the right time. But what should I be doing? You know, so I need to say. Then also, when I tell you that, you now know, okay, this is time to keep my dollar or this. So just come for that training. And at the end of the training, your eyes will pop open. You're like, oh my God, why did I wait this long? Why did I not do this and that? So the training is going to be very beautiful. So be fast, because after like some few slots, we'll close the portal, then you have to pay.
Because those have to pay. How much is it? So that they know.
It's not very expensive, just $100.
Okay, all right. So those who can, so those in the can $100. Okay, go ahead, Mariam.
Yeah. Yes. So as we know that investments are done for profit, and so I would like to ask, you know, how does investing with Life Card guarantee like great returns for people who are interested?
Okay, so for Life Card, a lot of people have said it, and if you go to the reviews, there's one thing that they will always tell you, that with Life Card they make as much as 100% capital appreciation every year. There are two reasons. One, Life Card is an investment company. We are not a retail company. Okay. So we derive our pleasure and excitement in making you make money. And if you do not make money, we cannot make money. So because we want you to make money, we must give you opportunities to make money, because that is how we will make money. So we're an investment company. Wow. So somebody might say, I want to buy a house, I'm a first-time buyer. It might not be Life Card.
Okay.
Do you understand? So, because all of our investment, whether it's a house, whether it's a land, we do it as seeing you as an investor. Okay. So, because of that, the profit is a lot. Because we try to make sure that how do we say that thing now? So many people involved are being cut down. So, you'll be surprised that in a street, our property is cheaper.
You cut out the middleman.
Yes, because, you know, because we also are looking at turnover. So, instead of saying, let me make 10 naira from you, I'll make 1 naira. Before I'm done with you, I'm done with 10 people. It still becomes the 10 naira.
Yeah.
So it's our business model. It's been strategically, we have positioned ourselves as an investment company in real estate. So even if you are buying a house, we still treat you like an investor. So sometimes I ask you, are buying this house, okay, how much are you making from living in the house? Do you understand? So in our mindset, that's our, will I say, the way we formed the company, it's because that I came into real estate as an investor. So I needed to now say, if I've made so much in real estate as an investor, how do I extend this strategy to people? So that's why the company was formed. It's
not constantly creating investment opportunities
every day.
Let's jump in there.
So what's not new? What's new from Life Card? What is new? Do you have any new products? We're entering embassies in. They're going to spend money whether they like it or not. So it's better you have something that they can then put that money positively into.
So part of the things I'm going to be doing in the program is a lot of our investment properties that we have shut down. So we sometimes shut down and say we don't want to sell it anymore because we can see what is going to happen. But what we did in this Christmas season is that we want to open a lot of those opportunities back again with some discount. You know, there's something that I think you must help people become who they want to be. And for you to be financially free, there are only two ways: income and expenditure and investment. So we must teach people on how they can increase their income and spend less and invest more. And for me to be able to fulfill that, because I think my calling is to make you rich or richer, is to give you opportunity. So this Christmas we have said that we are going to open more opportunities, and in that program we will release a discount. So for you to be able to know the discount, you have to first of all come for the program. So those opportunities that we are releasing on the 4th, which is on Saturday, is going to come with not only discount, payment plan that is mouth-watering, payment plan that, because I would say for the year we are good. Do you understand? So now it's just like everything we are doing from today to the end of this year is just give back. Let me tell you what I want to do for your view. Give back. I'm sure
by listening.
So much has happened. Very inspiring women. I listen, and I've got a lot of people come to me. They say, I listen to you, your view, your story is inspiring. And one of the things I want to do is to make people landlords. Just by watching the program, you are just going to be a landlord. Two things you will do. All my social media handle, you go and look for it. You might not put it there. You have to do some work. Look for my social media handle. Get people to follow me on my social media. Why do I want people to follow me? Once you follow me for 6 months, you are totally changed. Totally. Your mindset will change. Your outlook for life will change. Your outlook for investment will change. And I'm braggadocious about it.
Let me pause you for a second because many people don't know that Grace Ofuro is one of Tokwe's major mentors. Tokwe talks about her all the time. I don't know how many will, but Tokwe has been coached and mentored by this woman, and we've seen the success of Tokwe, and we've seen how she's grown for knowledge, and she's hungry for more knowledge, and she has really built a business in real estate. So we see your work. And because of that, even we are so like, okay, let us even find out. So I started following you because you do all the time. Okay, let me just. But I've never really paid attention to your page. I just follow. Scheme. But now, based on what you just said today, I will pay attention to life card investment. I will try. I have an event on Saturday, but I will try to come. But for those that are living in the abroad, how can they join? Is it Zoom? Is it going to? Are you still going to go out do now and abroad? How do they link up? And what time is it?
It's a Zoom link. It's a Zoom. It's 5 p.m. 5 p.m. is always good for people that live in diaspora. Like everybody knows. So 90% of my investors are in the diaspora. Yeah. I have any country I go to, everybody's waiting for me. So I have found out that they can do 5 p.m. I actually put the time because I had the diaspora people in mind. And now they are like, Grace Ofuro, what are we going to do? We have dollar. Can we still come to Nigeria? So it's been a very heavy question on the hearts of my people, and I love people. When you love people, you can never be poor. I love people. So I have come up with the answer, and I just said, let me tell everybody the answer. So me too, I can rest. The questions are popping up every day. So for you to, if you follow me on social media, there are 2 things that will happen to you. First of all, you leave the majority to a minority. The majority of people are broke. The majority of people are complaining. Majority of people just talk. Minority of people are quiet, but they are rich. They are focused. So there's one thing you especially in 2023, you will align, you'll be focused, you become what you want to be just by listening to me. And that is why I want people people should just get people. So once we see people you have invited to follow me on my social media, we'll do the count. We'll count it. It's going to be, everybody's going to see it on my YouTube, the person that has the highest followers, because people have to say, I'm following you because of Mariah, I'm following you because of this. That person will just go home with a plot of land before Christmas.
Thank you so much.
Let me give your view and your followers.
A plot of land.
Yeah.
Hey. We'll look at the modality for free. We'll look at the modality.
Yes.
I love that. Thank you. So you be getting a plot of land from Life Card Investments.
Yeah.
Welcome. Thank you. Wish you the best.
I pray is a woman.
Okay. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
The following is a paid